When you give me a Tom and Jerry reference, a 007 reference, and a Beatles reference, we have a badass episode on our hands. I'm just gonna start off and say, I did not expect Inyaba to attack Whole Horse at the ending part of this episode. I did not see it coming, and that was really interesting the way we got to see Inyaba's abilities through Whole Horse this episode. Now, here's the thing, okay? And now that you think about it, it's kind of obvious why Inyaba does want to kill Whole Horse, since technically he did abandon Centerfold, ran off, and Inyaba is pissed about that. So, I can kind of see why she wants to kill him, even though I don't like Inyaba as a character, and Whole Horse seems to be kind of a good, likable character. Overall, though, it was interesting abilities we got to see at the ending part of this episode, like Inyaba being able to control fog, which is pretty obvious by that point of the episode, but being able to control fog and at the same time having her fog enter any wound on the body, no matter how small, and completely opening up a white hole and she can control them like freaking puppets. That's scary. So here's the thing, okay? Now, what exactly does all those freaking bugs and different things on the people mean? I mean, we saw a couple of people with, like, freaking acne. They were, like, one girl said her acne was festering up. Like, ew. Ew. I mean, I'm glad I wasn't eating any lunch at that scene, because that was a really sickening scene. That was more sickening than, like, Tokyo Ghoul violence and gore. That was just disturbing because of the way it looked, the animation, man. Oh my god. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying, oh my god, the way it was drawn, the way it was animated, the way it was done in this episode with the atmosphere, it was just so creepy. It really gave you off that, like, creepy horror vibe, and I like that a lot. I like that about this episode. This episode had a major different tone to it compared to the other episodes of Stardust Crusaders. That's something I want to say now, because out of all the other things we've seen, they've always been kind of bright and stuff, but with this, it's more of a dark, gloomy atmosphere that really contrasts the overall power of Inyaba in this episode, and I like it, and it really goes along with her character too, and hopefully we'll get to find out more about her ability very soon, because I highly doubt that's all that there is to her ability, since, like I said, we've had bugs on people. We saw cockroaches crawling up someone's neck, we saw those fester egg bubbles, I think spider eggs or whatever, and so most likely either it's illusions, either the entire town is an illusion, which is possible since we did see a glimpse of what happened to Joseph this episode. For instance, he thought there was a stand around and all of a sudden he was going to jump into the car, and then all of a sudden he sees like freaking a fence, he sees a freaking like metal fence about to impel him when he jumps over trying to get into the car. So as we can clearly see, she's being able to manipulate, I guess, you know, the fog. For instance, they can have illusions or not, which fog can cause illusions. So it could be possible all the people in the town are illusions, which would be really cool if that was, because then that would also explain the reason why they're so sickening looking, and at the same time why they're so weird, and why everybody's so indifferent to a death. Now here's the thing, will there be a character death? Will Polnareff get killed from Inyaba? I mean, we gotta think about this. Polnareff got his revenge finally. He finally killed the person he wanted to kill, but now the mother of that person's coming after him. So do you think Polnareff is going to get killed by Inyaba? I mean, we have seen like already a death scene in this series already, so it's possible to see another death scene. So I mean, it's all up in the air at the moment. Either way, Inyaba is a very interesting character. I like her Justice card ability because it's really different. And I have to say, I like the different references in this. I mean, the Tom and Jerry reference just took me by surprise. I did not expect a Tom and Jerry, because I remember getting up in the morning when I was a freaking kid, watching Tom and Jerry, having fun with that slapstick comedy, and all of a sudden you have Polnareff just saying, oh my god, he looks like one of those things you would see on Tom and Jerry, where you see like they've been like flayed like cheese or something. I'm like, oh my god. That is just great. I love that. I love that about JoJo, because it really knows how to reference those old classics that I really loved when I was watching when I was growing up, when I was a kid. Now, animation was on point this entire episode, like I said. It managed to contrast the entire gloominess and tone of this episode, and I feel like this is another good episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So, everybody, tell me your thoughts on this episode. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? What was your favorite moments about it? Love all of you so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.